If we can just have you guys, you can take photos, but no video if you don't mind.
Go to the doorway, please.
Right now, we're just going to fly on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are live here from Nancy Pelosi's office in Washington, D.C., where Sunrise Movement activists have gathered. Over 1,000 Sunrise Movement activists have gathered from across the nation to come here and demand a Green New Deal, a Senate committee on a Green New Deal. Over 1,000 young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered here in Washington, D.C. to demand a Green New Deal. They're saying that now that we have a Democratic majority here in the House, a Green New Deal is finally possible. They say that now we only might have 12 years left to avoid irreversible consequences of climate change, and that the time to act is now. Here live from Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Okay, everybody, welcome. We are here today with the Sunrise Movement. We are a movement of young people fighting to stop climate change, and today we are here to tell Democrats and tell Democratic leadership to endorse the Select Committee for a Green New Deal. It is the only policy that we have right now or in history that actually gives us the solutions we need to stop this crisis. Young folks have waited here to tell Democrats, no more excuses. We need you to back the Select Committee for a Green New Deal. We are going to have the hundreds of young people that are filling the hallways right now come in and tell their stories about why they are here today to demand Democratic leadership support the Select Committee for a Green New Deal. And so they're going to file in one by one, and they're going to give their letters to Democratic leadership. So if you just sit tight for a second, we're going to just have some folks walking in together.
You can vote in the hall, though. So what? We don't have any press camera filming in this office. We can call a press office if you want, but you can go from the hall.
We're here live in Nancy Pelosi's office in Capitol Hill, where thousands of climate activists have gathered to demand a Select Committee on a new Green Deal, a Green New Deal, a policy put forth by Representative-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from New York. Again, thousands of young climate activists have gathered here today from all over the nation. They say that the time is now. The time is now for economic justice, for climate justice, and that a Green New Deal is the only policy that can address climate justice and economic justice together.
Okay. going to have some young folks coming in right now to share their stories, telling Democrats why they're here today to asking Democrats to back the Select Committee for a Green New Deal. So we're just going to have some of the hundreds of people who are out in the hallway come and tell their stories.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm here to fight for the lakes, the water, the air, and the home I love.
My name is Jackson. I'm from California, and I'm here fighting for everyone who have lost their homes and livelihoods in the recent fires that have ravaged through my state.
I'm Susha. I'm from Michigan, and I'm fighting for our Great Lakes.
My name is Ankur, and I'm here to fight for future generations.
Hi, I'm Michael Rogerson. I'm from Chicago, and I'm here to fight for the lives of people who will be displaced by climate change.
I'm Catherine. I'm here for those who will be refugees from coastal flooding and drought.
My name is Clara Gugamos. I'm from Lansing, Michigan, and I'm fighting for the Great Lakes and our greatest source of fresh water.
Is my audio better now?
My name is Ray from Detroit, and I'm fighting to participate in our democracy and to fix the inevitable devastation that climate change will bring.
My name is Shelby. I'm from Lansing, Michigan, and I'm fighting for clean water for everyone.
My name is Gabrielle. I'm from Monterey Park, California, and I'm fighting for my family, both their oldest and youngest members.
My name is Hannah Ehlers, and I live in DC, and I'm fighting for my generation so that we can fulfill our dreams instead of having to fight for our lives.
I'm Georgia Gallant. I'm from New York City, and I'm fighting for a livable future.
My name is Spencer Gallant. I'm from New York City, and I'm fighting for the next generation.
My name is Gavin Petty. I live in Rhode Island, and I'm fighting for a livable future.
We're here today with the Sunrise Movement, where thousands of young people, or just 1,000 young people, have descended upon the Capitol to tell Democrats no more excuses. We need a select committee for a Green New Deal. We have waited our whole lives and decades for leadership to put forward solutions that would stop this crisis, and they have failed us. We are stepping up with the solutions that we need right now, and we are here today to tell our stories. We are right now dropping letters to Representative Pelosi. There are young folks all over the Capitol right now talking to Democrats and telling our stories about why we need a select committee for a Green New Deal. And if you are watching the live stream right now, please type in sign up. You can join our movement. And again, we're with Sunrise. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Right now, young folks are filing in, sharing their stories, sharing their letters to Democrats, telling them why we need a select committee for a Green New Deal.
Hi, I'm Eve. I'm from Rhode Island, and I'm fighting for a government that's going to fight for the rights of the people and not for the interests of fossil fuel companies.
My name is Andrew. I'm from Maryland, and I'm fighting to protect the world that my younger siblings will grow up in.
My name is Clara. I'm from New York City, and I'm fighting to protect a livable future, not just for my children or my grandchildren, but for myself and everyone struggling to live in a changing climate right now.
My name is Julia Fritz-Endres, and I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I'm fighting for my future and the future of everybody here.
Yeah.
My name is Fiametta Brody. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm fighting against climate change.
I'm sorry, I was in and out of that conversation. Was that for me?
My name is Cameron Kritikos. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'm fighting for farmers and a sustainable food system.
I'm having to turn the camera on and off.
My name is Fiona Fee. I am from Boston, Massachusetts, and I believe that we need a better future, and climate change is endangering that.
My name is Danny Good. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'm fighting for water equality.
My name is Alyssa. I'm from Grand Rapids, and I'm fighting for our sacred places.
My name is Kobe, and I'm delivering a letter to the Democrats.
My name is Samantha Walton, and I'm fighting to protect our winters.
My name is Stephanie. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, and I'm here to speak up and fight for my community, which is already suffering from flooding from sea level rise.
I can't see. I'm
We're here live in Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill, where hundreds of young people have gathered to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. Hundreds of young climate activists have gathered here today with the Sunrise Movement to say that enough is enough. They want real action on climate change and climate justice. And they're here delivering letters to our Democratic leaders demanding a Green New Deal.
My name is Evan Dong, and I'm here to protect and to support what I think is the greatest nation that could be for sustainable and green technology and energy.
Hi, my name is Sage. I'm from Evanston, Illinois, and I'm here because I want to protect my family.
So 3 weeks ago, we came to this very same office. 3 weeks ago, we came here 250 strong, didn't we? Yes. 3 weeks ago. And we were joined by the youngest Congresswoman-elect in American history, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And together, we put a Green New Deal. We put the real solutions to the climate crisis on the map for the new 3 weeks, we have organized. We have organized for a select committee for a Green New Deal. We have pushed hundreds of politicians, met with hundreds of congressional officials to ask them to back Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's select committee for a Green New Deal. We have gotten over 150 organizations, the most powerful social justice, racial justice, economic justice organizations, environmental justice organizations in the country to support a Green New Deal. We did that. And we are here to ask Representative Pelosi and Democratic leadership to say that right now we don't have time for any more excuses. We need the real solutions to the climate crisis. Am I right? Yeah! We need the real solutions to the climate crisis as mandated by science and justice. And that means a rapid, wartime economic mobilization to transition our economy and our society over the next 12 years to stop the climate crisis. Starting now, not starting in 10 years. Starting now. And over the past 3 weeks, we have heard excuse after excuse for why our Democratic leaders can't support this committee. We've heard it's not the right committee. It's not the right time. We don't know enough about it. That is no excuse for jeopardizing my generation, our generation's future, and the lives of our children and our children's children and our children's children's children. That is no excuse. So we're here to say to our politicians, we need you. We need you to back a Green New Deal. We need you to back Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's select committee for a Green New Deal, or get out and make way for the kind of leadership who will. So with that, I want to introduce two heroes of mine, Haven Coleman and Havana, who are 12 and 7 years old, respectively. Day in and day out. So give a warm welcome to Haven and Havana.
My name is Haven Coleman. I'm 12 years old. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I want to tell you why I decided to join the action today and call on Democratic leaders to fight for a Green New Deal. Us youth happen. Millions will die and many of our plants and animals will go extinct. But if we But don't be confused. We are actually out of time. Climate change is here and it is affecting us now. I want justice. I want justice for the Flint kids. I want justice for the kids in the Northeast Denver neighborhoods that rank the most polluted in the U.S., sitting on Superfund sites with no fresh food to eat, no safe air to breathe, where toxic chemicals are pumped into the ground and pumped into the air by the smokestacks and factories that don't even care about the black and brown people who live there. I've driven in the neighborhoods, visited, but never stayed because while I am there, I cannot breathe. My privilege lets me leave. I want justice for the kids in California whose homes and forests burned away, little lungs full of ash as they play outside on those long summer days. I want justice for the kids in Puerto Rico who went a year without the lights on. I want justice for the kids at Bella Romero, a black and Latino school back home, dealing with fracking and along with shooter drills. I want justice for kids who fear rain bombs and red tides. I want justice too. I fear the summers. I fear the fires in the summers, in the sun that stirs up the local fracking pollution and big car exhaust. It leaks into my home, my lungs, sneaking in with the heat. There is no escaping its choke. I fear my asthma. I miss playing outdoors. Summer full of lost sleep, lost joy that will never return. I want justice for all kids, but the kids who need it the most are the kids who live on frontline communities, indigenous kids and kids of color. They have important stories to tell. Listen, you adults block off your minds so that you cannot hear our cries, afraid that our words will unmask many lies. Listen to the scientists when they tell you what they know. Listen to the kids when we tell you what we know. Listen to your hearts when they tell you your actions directly affect our tomorrow. Listen and then act. We can do big things. We can. America has done it before and we will do it again. Join us in this revolution and it is our time to rise.
You just heard 12-year-old climate activist Haven here with the Sunrise Movement. We're live in Nancy Pelosi's office where hundreds of young climate activists have gathered to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. They're delivering letters to Democrats to demand the select committee that's already been put forth by Representative-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Good morning. My name is Havana and I'm 7 years old. Since I was born, I have lived in 5 different countries and visited 20 more. Each country is so full of magic. In many of these countries, I also saw little girls like me hurting the most. Girls, especially brown and black girls, are hurt the most by climate change. Girls are the ones who are kept out of school when families become refugees due to climate disasters. I know because I have met these girls. I have lived in the same cities as these girls. I am here for the girls who don't have a voice. All the problems we have, the solution starts with education. When I fight for our planet or fight against gun violence, it's because I want every girl in America and around the world to have the chance to reach their goals and dreams, because I think they're going to save the world. Kids have more to lose when it comes to climate change than adults do because we are going to live longer. I'm asking Speaker Pelosi and all the members of Congress to be stronger than fear. The world cannot wait. Kids like me cannot wait. I am only 7 and people underestimate me every single day. But I am here because I know that you are never too little to make a difference. I am one girl, and I believe one girl is powerful, but a movement of girls is unstoppable. Speaker Pelosi, I am asking you to join the movement and fight for a Green New Deal.
We are here today. Is this still working? Yeah? Still good on this?
We're here live from Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi her office on Capitol Hill, where hundreds of young people with the Sunrise Movement have gathered to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. They say this is the only policy that can really address both climate change and economic justice. And they say the time is now to act.
So, yep. Thanks, Darna. And if you're watching this right now, if you are a young person who is worried about the climate crisis, if you're pissed off that fossil fuel executives and lobbyists continue to rule our government and control our future's lives, we need you to join us. Go to sunrisemovement.org. Join us. We are fighting for a Green New Deal, the only solution on the table right now that actually gets us to the scale and scope of the crisis that we need if we're going to live out our lives with peace and dignity. So thank you so much for being here. We just heard from Hayden and Savannah, who are our futures, who are going to be the president someday. Yeah, so I'm going to pass it off to Aaron, who's going to introduce our next speaker.
Yeah, so we've got an awesome speaker. Reverend Yearwood from the Hip Hop Caucus is going to say a few words. He's out here in the hallway. So Reverend Yearwood, if you could talk to the hundreds of young folks who are gathered here today with Sunrise Movement to demand a select committee for a Green New Deal.
Well, first and foremost, I am so honored. You have no idea how honored I am to be with you. You are amazing for so many reasons. The most obvious reason to me is, I really want to make sure and speak to the folks in the hallway. So, President, y'all can just kind of stand to the side. I just finish from my heart to them, because this is not a game. This is not a game. We're not in this hallway because we're just here to ensure that some legislation can be passed. As many of you know, I'm Rev Yearwood. I'm president of the Hip Hop Caucus, but most importantly, I am from the great state of Louisiana. And many of my family and friends went through Hurricane Katrina, and people can come on out. If they are coming out, you can begin to. I think they want the folks inside to come out so they can be a part of this.
Push back, please. Please push back. Please push back.
If I know this is kind of silent, but if the folks in the hallway can hear me, can you snap your fingers? Can you snap a little louder for me? That is what I'm talking about. Let me say this, why this means so much, because you being in this hallway is not only fighting for the next generation. Our parents, when they gather like this, they form to have sit-ins like this in the 20th century. They would go to the lunch counter so that we could fight, so that we could all be together. They fought that we as humans, black, white, brown, yellow, red, male, female, straight, gay, theist, atheist, humans could all be together. That's what they did. But now, the same way that they fought for equality, we are now fighting for existence. That's why we must demand a new Green Deal now, and it must happen. This is not about Republican. This is not about Democrat. This is about humanity. And so the reason why we come today in this hallway, this is no game, because we can't bring back the folks who died because of Katrina. We can't bring back the folks who died because of Florence or Maria, those in Puerto Rico and Houston or in Hurricane or Superstorm Sandy. We can't bring back those who are in India right now, children who are drowning themselves because it's too hot. We can't bring back those who are in Honduras, or those who are in Syria, who are fleeing because of climate. We can't bring them back, but what we can do is stand in this hallway and fight till we can't fight no more. That's what we can do. And so we only come here, we come to, people say, well, why are you at Nancy Pelosi's office? So why are you pushing Democrats? Listen, to be very clear, it does not matter if it's Democrat or Republican, because when it's 110 degrees, when we have category 5, or maybe when they begin to say category 6 or 7, it won't matter then what kind of R or T is behind your name. All that will matter is humanity. And what we're saying is we are asking for a transition from fossil fuels to clean energy. And it makes sense. Through that mechanism, we can create new jobs and new opportunities in this country and around the world. That's why we demand a new Green Deal, and we demand it right now. So symbolically, as we join with those, I want to thank Sunrise Movement. I want to thank, particularly in this, for me, that the power of young people, the power of women, the power of queer people, the power of people. I want to thank you because 100 years from now, man, more than likely, none of us will probably be here. Unless you find some really good drugs that I'm Rev Yearwood. But more than likely, we won't be here. As a matter of fact, we see the furniture being tossed out from the Congress. But what will be here will be the spirit of us fighting. Climate change is a civil rights issue. We have a right to clean air. We have a right to clean water. And we will fight for not only ourselves, but for the next generation. Do not get tired. Do not get frustrated. Do not get weary. Keep on fighting. All power to the people.
Y'all can't see if you're watching right now, but these hallways are filled with young folks right now who have come from all over the country demanding that our representatives stand up for a select committee on a Green New Deal. We are outside Nancy Pelosi's office demanding that she stand with us. Young folks are fighting for our lives right now. This is not a joke. No more excuses. I'm going to pass this off to Sally, who is from Wyoming. She lives in California, and Nancy Pelosi's. Thank you so much for talking.
My name is Sally Morton. I grew up in Wyoming, but I've called California my home for the past 7 years. I've become intimate with its rugged beauty and its immensity, and also its dryness. A water war is already being waged in California behind politicians' doors and in farmers' soil. I'm going to tell you all a story about one of my best friends named Lauren. On November 8th, I was at work and I saw the sun turning an orangish color. And I thought, oh, maybe it's the sunset. It was near daylight savings time. And the native Californians around me, they knew better. They said that's the color the sky turns when there's a fire. Just an hour later, I got a call from Lauren saying that she was leaving work, that she had to go up to her hometown of Paradise, California, and help her family evacuate from a fire. I called her, wishing her well, sending her my love, but I thought, could it really be that bad? This place has endured fires for years. As I commuted home that night, the air quality in the Bay Area continued to get worse and worse, and air quality warnings were dispersed throughout the area. I watched a bright red sun sink over the Pacific Ocean through haze, worrying about Lauren and her family and her loved ones. And when I woke up to smoke the thickest I've ever seen it in my life. I felt it in my eyes, I felt it in my lungs, and I can see the ocean from my apartment, and I could not make out the outline of the water. And I also woke up to the headlines. Paradise leveled to the ground. 5,000 structures burned. People burned alive in their cars. And this deep rage, this deep sadness welled up inside of me, and I started sobbing. And it was bigger than any despair I've felt. It was bigger than me. Because we are all here for something bigger than us. And I called Lauren, and I told her, can I bring you water? Can I bring you food? Can I bring you clothes? I'll leave work. And she said, no, we're okay. My family made it out. Everybody's alive, but we have lost everything. And it was in that moment that I knew that I had to fight for climate for my life and for the lives of millions of young people.
That's right. That's right.
And as the air quality continued to worsen throughout the Bay Area, I saw how climate change will affect those most vulnerable. Those in Paradise who have lost their homes, who can't afford to rebuild, are now homeless and living out of their cars and on the streets. The people who could afford the right masks and the correct air purifiers for their homes did so, and those who couldn't afford it couldn't. The people who could drive in cars to work could avoid commutes in haze. And the air quality continued to get worse. It continued to get worse. And when it reached over 250, the schools were shut down. I have a niece and nephew, Ari and Eliza. They are 3 years old and 7 months old. And if you've ever become an aunt or uncle before, you know how much I love them. And when they're grown, and they ask me, Sally, what did you do? Aunt Sally, what did you do when you heard what was happening to the earth? And I want to have an answer for them. I'm going to tell them that I showed up to this office with thousands of young people on December 10th. I want democratic leadership to have an answer for them. Please, Democrats, hear us in demanding a Green New Deal. We stand here for millions of people who do not have voices yet. We stand here for millions of people who have already lost their voice. We are in a liminal point in history where our actions depend on the future of our very lives. So please, Democrats, hear us right now. Hear us. Rise up till it's won.
If you're just tuning in, we're here live from Nancy Pelosi's office for ActiV and The Real News, where the Sunrise Movement has convened 1,000 young climate activists here to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. Again, hundreds of young climate activists have gathered in Nancy Pelosi's office to demand a Green New Deal. They say they want climate justice, economic justice. Just behind where we are now, some Capitol Hill police have just arrived.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cannon House office building. You are illegally inside the Cannon House office building. This is your first arrest. This is your first warning. Failure to comply will result in an arrest. This is your first warning. Ladies and gentlemen, you are illegally ministering within the Cannon House office building. This is your second warning.
If you're just joining us, we're here live outside Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill, where thousands of young people with the Sunrise Movement have gathered to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. They're risking arrest here. Capitol Hill police officers have come on the scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot have any problems in the hallway. You remove the problem, and we need to continue along with our daily business.
Again, we're here live from Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill, where 1,000 young climate activists have gathered to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal, as has been put forth by Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Some activists are here with the Sunrise Movement risking arrest.
We have come here by the thousands today to show you that we are never backing down. Is that right? We're never backing down? Are you with me? Yes! Let's go.
Have split number is farther down the hall. Follow that route.
Here today, we need real solutions to this crisis. We are putting it right in front of you. We need a select committee. So I would love if I could have a group come up and please tell your story.
Yeah, we're over here now.
My name is Arush Ajay. I'm 20 years old.
Okay.
And my family is from a state in India
Yeah, I have everything. The tripod is sitting by the wall, but I'm holding it.
But this summer, when I was in Delhi, I had to watch as Kerala bore witness to the worst floods that we had seen in 100 years. I was glued to my phone that week. I watched WhatsApp video after WhatsApp video that my family was sending and forwarding, and I was terrified. I remember watching muddy brown water sweeping cars off of bridges. I remember watching one video where there was a house on top of a hill and it just got totally swept away by the mud. I remember this picture where there was a group of men carrying an old woman on their shoulders, and I saw the picture and I thought, that woman looks like my grandmother. Dear Nancy Pelosi, dear Democratic leadership, I wish I could tell you what it feels like to stand in fear as you watch your home get washed away. But I can't. My family was safe, but just barely. My grandmother, she lives on a house on top of the hill. When I saw that video, I was so scared that her house would slide away just like the one I saw. My other grandmother, she just missed the flight. She took the last flight out of the state. And the airport where she left the next day, the one where we fly into every single year, it was 4 feet in water. The garden, where I would take off my clothes and play in the rain, I wouldn't have been able to walk. I would have been swept away. This is my home. My family was safe, but only terrified. Dear Nancy Pelosi, in the face of this crisis, your lack of moral leadership is worse than cowardice. It is a death sentence. And not just for me, for my entire generation! Is that right? I see it every single day on the faces around me, because my generation is facing a crisis like the world has never seen! We are underemployed, we cannot afford college, we cannot afford homes, we have anxiety and depression in record numbers, and on top of all of that, we have been
Sir, I'm asking that all folks stay in the door frame. We've got a lot of folks here, so it'd be really great if
You know what? I know something else about my generation. And I know it from looking at every single face in this room and every single face in this hallway, the thousands of people who have taken action across this country. I know that we are just coming into our power. Yes. In the past year, we have begun to rise up. We have flooded the street. We have flipped the midterm elections. That was us! We are just coming into our power. In Australia right now, thousands of students are on strike calling for immediate climate action. We were the ones who moved trillions of dollars away from the fossil fuel industry, and when our governments decided that they didn't want to protect us, we sued them. And we are the only ones who have ever put forward a real solution to the biggest crisis facing our generation. History is going to tell a story of a generation that fought when they were told, that had hope when they were told everything was good. I don't know how well this is working. I'm really trying. I'm on the wall. Yeah, I know. You can join hands with us. You can link arms to be part of a generation that stops the climate crisis, that brings this country millions of jobs, that creates a just, equitable future where we don't have to worry if our water is poisoned, where we don't have to worry if our homes are going to be flooded, if our fans are going to be burned alive. You could be a part of that future. Or you could do what you've been doing. And you could choose to shy away from the leadership that we so
If you want to try going on the other side, that'd be great. This might just
But
create
I'll
some
tell you
personal
this.
space here. Dealing with
You
a lot
can
of folks
choose
here,
whatever
so
you
if you
want,
could
but
be
I know what
accommodating.
our choice is. My generation, we made the right choices. We made the bold, moral, courageous choices that this world needs, and we are fighting for our lives, and we are fighting to win!
Again, we're here live from Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill, where hundreds of young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered to demand that she and other leading Democrats endorse a Green New Deal and a select committee on a Green New Deal.
We are standing for our futures, and together we are strong. We are standing for our futures. We are healing what is wrong. We are standing for our futures, and together we are strong. We are standing for our futures. We are healing what is wrong. We are standing for our futures, and together we are strong.
I'm asking everyone to stay at the door frame, so if you could adhere to that, would be great. Thank you. Now I'm gonna have everyone stop here, so we have staff that are trying to come in and out of these offices. Yeah.
They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. We're gonna rise up till it's won. We're gonna rise up till it's won. Rise up, the powers come down. When the people rise up, the powers come down. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back.
Filling the hallways right now to tell our representatives they need to stand with us, stand for a select committee on a Green New Deal. If I could have September come up, so we can get some snaps. Hi everyone, my name is September Flutter, and my full name is actually September Sky.
Everybody with the camera has to move. You go inside.
No, I'm asking that no cameras go inside. We have sensitive information in these offices, so I'm keeping you all by the door frame. Thank you.
My mom fell in love with that
I'm having limited flexibility, so if you don't mind, I'm going to post up right here. Thank you.
Can I trade places with somebody?
I understand.
Sir, I'm going to keep the folks here at the door frame, so if you want to negotiate trading space right here, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'm with that group. They need me to be in there with them.
I'm asking that no folks film inside. We have sensitive constituent information at the desk, so again, I'm going to ask that folks stay out here. Thank you.
Near the doorway.
You're welcome to.
I don't care.
Whatever the cops are saying.
This way, you can't go.
Again, we're here live from Capitol Hill, from Nancy Pelosi's office, where hundreds of young climate activists have gathered to ask Pelosi and other Democrats endorse a select committee on a Green New Deal. Activists here are risking arrest as Capitol Hill police have gathered by the office.
The memo we have here.
Oh, fifth grade.
Only thing I got is the
I'll get tired. Just die, I guess.
Again, we're here live from Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill, where hundreds of young climate activists have gathered to demand that Pelosi and other leading Democrats and Congress members endorse a select committee on a Green New Deal, as put forth by Representative-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Some of these young people are risking arrest today as Capitol Hill police have gathered outside of the office. They say that a Green New Deal is the only way that we could ensure climate justice and environmental justice and economic justice. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're here live from Capitol Hill outside Nancy Pelosi's office, where tens of young people are inside risking arrest. Hundreds have lined up in the hallways, and about 1,000 have descended on Capitol Hill with the Sunrise Movement to demand a Green New Deal.
Oh my God.
Clear the hall, please.
You need to keep the hall clear, okay? Doorways and hallways to stay clear. It means you need to scoot over.
100 young people here are risking arrest. 1,000 young climate activists have descended on Capitol Hill to demand a Green New Deal. We're here outside of Nancy Pelosi's office. House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi.
Back up. If you turn around, everybody back, press. This is the perimeter. Everyone's being arrested within this perimeter. You guys don't want to be arrested. That includes all press. All the way back to where that group is, guys.
I just want to grab my tripod. It's right on the corner over there. Come with me. I'm gonna go help right there.
The Cannon House Office Building. Demonstrating in the Cannon House Office Building. This is the first warning.
Let's go. Keep moving. Push back to the other side. Even though you're keep moving. Come on, everybody, let's go. Gotta keep moving. Let's go. Everybody, keep moving. Everyone. Where are you going?
My tripod right there.
All right, thank you.
Can't stand here. You gotta go back. Come in here. You gotta go down. Can I go back to that?
No, I don't.
Endorse a Green New Deal. Some are risking arrest. Capitol Hill police have gathered outside of Pelosi's office.
We are facing unprecedented violence. The storms, the floods, the droughts, the fires. We are facing so much violence. And all because a few fossil billionaires are making a choice for us. A choice that does not take into account our future, our home, our community. So I want to say to Representative Pelosi, you have the choice today to stand with us. You have the power to back select committee on the Green New Deal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. My battery's running low? Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that now.
just joining us, we're here live from Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill, where hundreds of young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered to demand that Pelosi and other Democratic leaders endorse a select committee on a Green New Deal. They say that a Green New Deal is the only way we can ensure economic and environmental justice. Young people are currently being arrested outside of Pelosi's offices. They say over 100 are here risking arrest today. Again, young people are now being arrested outside Nancy Pelosi's office, where hundreds of young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered to demand that Pelosi and others endorse a Green New Deal. Over 1,000 of these young climate activists gathered from all over the country today in D.C. Again, for the Real News and Act TV, we're here outside of Nancy Pelosi's office on Capitol Hill. Young people are currently being arrested. They gathered in her office and occupied it to demand a Green New Deal. The Green New Deal has already been endorsed by some 22 Congress members. Earlier today, they held a lobbying session with a number of other Democratic leaders.
Standing
young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement are risking arrest outside Nancy Pelosi's office. Several have already been arrested. They're here to demand a Green New Deal. They say that a Green New Deal will put forth economic justice and climate justice, and that the time is now to act. There's scientific consensus that climate change is real and urgent. We may only have 12 years to avoid the irreversible effects of climate change. They say the time to act is now.
We're gonna rise up till it's won. We're gonna rise up till it's won.
Outside of Nancy Pelosi's office in Capitol Hill, where some 1,000 young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered to demand that she and other Democratic leaders endorse a select committee on a Green New Deal. They say they're here to fight for climate justice, for economic, and that time is running out. Young people have gathered here from all over the country to demand a Green New Deal. Many have already been arrested today. Several have been arrested.
When the people rise up, the power comes down. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. We love you guys. We love you. We love you. Courage.
clear, please.
It's still on, I think.
Excellent. Just need you to the side so
Great.
staff can walk through. Yeah, totally. Sorry. Thank you.
You wanna
I appreciate
take
it.
us? Take us.
Should we go to the Hoyer City? There's still mad people there. Do you hear us?
Are you still on? You should, this is your
So, yeah, I can just give a quick recap. Can I give a big recap?
Okay.
I'm here with one of the founders of the Sunrise Movement, Varshini Prakash. Varshini, tell me what's happening right now.
So 60 people were just arrested in front of Nancy Pelosi's office calling for her to support a select committee for a Green New Deal as proposed by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There are still hundreds of other people who are sitting in at Rep. Hoyer's office, who is the second in command in the Democratic Party. Earlier today, also, there was a sit-in happening in front of McGovern's office from Massachusetts, who will be the chairman of the Rules Committee and oversees the process for creating select committees such as this one. So we are amazed and inspired by hundreds of young people taking action. We had 3 simultaneous sit-ins. We had 46 simultaneous lobby visits this morning. It is clear that the momentum, the inspiration amongst young people is only growing for the real solutions to the climate crisis.
And what are the stakes? What happens if we don't act?
I mean, the stakes are everything. It's the water we drink, it's the air we breathe, it's the safety and security of the places that we call home. It's about whether my generation and the generations that come after me get to live out our lives in peace and dignity, or in a world that is quickly and rapidly falling into chaos and destruction. So everything is on the line right now, but also everything is at our fingertips right now. We have such a huge opportunity to create tens of millions of good jobs for our generation, to actually elevate the lives of millions of working people, eliminate poverty, and support a transition off of fossil fuels for the American economy and society.
And what kind of support have you already gotten?
Well, we have had over 22 congressional officials have signed on directly in support of the Select Committee for a Green New Deal. We have dozens who are waiting in the wings. Actually, because of our action earlier today, Rep. McGovern has expressed his support for a Green New Deal, which is huge. In addition, we have over 150 organizations across the country, environmental organizations, climate organizations, racial justice, economic justice, political organizations who have backed a Green New Deal and are fighting actively to support it. So I think we can say that the momentum is only going to grow for a Green New Deal from here on out. Yeah, thank you so much. And so if anybody is watching right now, sign up to join us. If you are worried about the climate crisis, if you're pissed off that fossil fuel executives continue to have control over our futures, who continue to call the shots in Washington, we need you to join us at this moment. SunriseMovement.org, SunriseMovement.org. Join us today.
For more on the Sunrise Movement, click the link in our description.
And that. So there's an action happening right now, continuing to happen at Representative Hoyer's office. Just wanted to let you know there's also a rally happening in just a few moments outside of Congress, and there are hundreds of people who are there as well. We will be tracking the over 100 young people who have risked and are being arrested right now calling for a Green New Deal, and we'll definitely give you updates. So follow us on social media, Sunrise MVMT.
Thanks so much, Varshini. We'll keep you posted. We're here outside of Nancy Pelosi's office, where, again, some 60 people have already been arrested. Tens more are risking arrest.
Do you guys want to go to Hoyer's or no? Yeah? It's on the second floor. So I don't know if you want to take a photo, but you could even talk on the camera while going up there.
Some things. That's all we got.
We're going to head up to Representative Hoyer's office, where another action is taking place. Again, hundreds of people from all over the nation, hundreds of young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered here in Capitol Hill to demand a Green New Deal.
Are we still on?
so we can do that.
Are we still on or not? I can't tell. This is frozen. Is he getting a picture?
Live lives that are in peace and dignity, or whether we grow up in a world that is more violent, more chaotic, and more violent. We are fighting for our future. I have spent the last 25 years of my life watching our politicians fail to take action on these issues of our time. We know that the climate crisis is twice as long as I have been alive on this planet, and they have failed yet to take the kind of action that we need that is actually commensurate to the scale of the crisis. Tell me about this.
Chris, I've been out of contact with Angus.
Listen, he's asking you to do something.
I know, but I don't even know whether he's seeing my picture or not, so... This stuff I shot this morning. Is he getting a picture from my camera? I have no idea what to know.
Yes. How do I focus and have this earpiece on? Your stream is coming on, Phil. I'm watching it.
Rise, full hearts, green jobs, can't lose. Clear eyes, 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 full hearts, green jobs, can't lose. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I swear, bopping up and down really keeps you a little warmer. I can attest I'm not wearing pants. Hey, welcome. Good morning. It is so incredible to see your beautiful faces. We are 3 times the size that we were just 3 weeks ago when we were here before. Yes. Good morning, everybody. We are here. We are here to actually make real the promise of an America, a country, and a world that works for all people. We are here to protect a sacred right. A right to breathe. A right to drink clean water. A right for the safety and dignity and respect of all people. That is what we are here to do today. These last few years may be our last chance to actually elect a government. The severity of that. I'm with you. To date, the California fires have killed 85 people. Where my family's from, in southern India, strong displaced 1 million people and put them in refugee camps. I want to be real that every decimal point of warming that we avoid could save
save the lives of millions of people. Every millions that we will reach today could be a leading force in building the public and political consensus that we need to transform our economy and our society to stop this crisis in the next 12 years. So if we believe the science, we have to do everything in our power to avert the crisis and make a Green New Deal, which will create tens of millions of good-paying new jobs for people in this country. The top issue for the next federal government and a political inevitability. I want to be real that we could fail at all of this.
First and foremost,
that will stop at nothing to squeeze the last bit of money out of the earth for their own profit. They're already responsible for the deaths of millions of people around the globe. And most of these people, as Rashida Tlaib calls the Copro assholes, live comfortably at night on feather pillows in one of their 13 multi-million-dollar mansions. They have spent hundreds of millions of dollars in the 2018 midterms obliterating climate legislation and backing racist demagogues like Ron DeSantis and Ted Cruz. But I know that every single one of you knows that we have no choice but to give it our best shot.
Yes, ma'am!
There are too many people and places that we love. There are too many cultures and communities that may drown or born. There are too many damn lives to be saved to give up now! So I want to hear from you. I believe the science. Do you?
Yeah!
I believe in justice. Do you?
Yeah!
I believe in a better day. Do you?
Yeah!
I swear with every person here as my witness that I will do everything in my power to shake the very foundations of this earth to ensure that a better day will come and that justice will be served for those who try to divide and sow hate among us. That is why we are here, to make sure our politicians back the real solutions to the crises that we face, that they take the issue of this climate crisis as serious. Any politician who claims to care about our generation must back a Green New Deal or make way for the leadership who will. So thank you. Thank you. I'm going to pass it on.
Text Sunrise to 72345. Okay, great. Okay, now I'm just going to go into a few reminders of what we're about to do.
Century. They will go out. You can begin to. I think they want the folks inside to come out so they can be a part of this.
Push back, please. Please push back. Please push back.
if I notice it's kind of silent, but if the folks in the hallway can hear me, can you snap your fingers? Can you snap a little louder for me? That is what I'm talking about. Let me say this, why this means so much, because you being in this hallway is not only fighting for the next generation. Our parents, when they gathered like this, they formed to have sit-ins like this in the 20th century. They would go to the lunch counter so that we could fight, so that we could all be together. They fought that we as humans, black, white, brown, yellow, red, male, female, straight, gay, theist, atheist, humans could all be together. That's what they did. But now, the same way that they fought for equality, we are now fighting for existence. That's why we must demand a new Green Deal now, and it must happen. This is not about Republican. This is not about Democrat. This is about humanity. And so the reason why we come today in this hallway, this is no game, because we can't bring back the folks who died because of Katrina. We can't bring back the folks who died because of Florence or Maria, those in Puerto Rico and Houston, or in Hurricane or Superstorm Sandy. We can't bring back those who are in India right now, children who are drowning themselves because it's too hot. We can't bring back those who are in Honduras or those who are in Syria who are fleeing because of climate. We can't bring them back. But what we can do is stand in this hallway and fight. Can do. And so we only come here, we come to, people say, well, why are you at Nancy Pelosi's office? So why are you pushing Democrats? Listen, to be very clear, it does not matter if it's Democrat or Republican, because when it's 110 degrees, or we have category 5, or maybe when they begin to say category 6 or 7, it won't matter then what kind of R or T is behind your name. All that will matter is humanity. And what we're saying is we are asking for a transition from fossil fuels to clean energy, and it makes sense. Through that mechanism, we can create new jobs and new opportunities in this country and around the world. That's why we demand a new Green Deal, and we demand it right now. So symbolically, as we join with those, I want to thank Sunrise Movement. I want to thank, particularly in this, for me, that the power of young people, the power of women, the power of queer people, the power of people. I want to thank you, because 100 years from now, man, more than likely, none of us will probably be here.
Should we split up?
It was for you, because you needed a rest shot.
Oh, sure. Should we split up?
Well,
Or-
no.
No, okay. We can just hit.
I didn't have time to explain.
Okay, got you. Thank you. Hey, sorry I lost you, but I'm back. Thank you. I didn't.
No, it was ridiculous. If I'd been paying attention, I had the whole shot of it. surprised. I thought they went out to the street.
Please, Democrats, hear us in demanding a Green New Deal. We stand here for millions of people who do not have food. We stand here for millions of people who have already lost their food. We are at a pivotal point where our actions depend on the future of our very lives. So please, Democrats, hear us right now. Hear us. Rise up till it's won.
They try to stop us, but we keep coming back. We gonna rise up till it's won. We gonna rise up till it's won.
Gotta clear the hallway.
Ladies and gentlemen, legally demonstrated.
They try to stop us, but we keep coming back.
Inside the Cannon House office building.
We gonna rise up till it's won.
This is your first
We gonna rise up till it's
failure to comply will result in first warning. Ladies and gentlemen, you are illegally demonstrating within the Cannon House office building. This is your second warning. You're not to be arrested. This is your second warning. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot have any problems in the hallway. You remove the problem, and we need to continue along with our daily business.
Taylor has
But I need you.
Still
Let me know when you're ready for the audio. We're back. We're outside of Steny Hoyer's office, where, again, hundreds of young people have taken to Capitol Hill with the Sunrise Movement. They're here to demand a Green New Deal from Democratic representatives. Tens have already gotten arrested, and more are now being arrested outside of Representative Hoyer's office. Just a little while ago, some 60 young people were arrested outside of Nancy Pelosi's office. We're now outside of Representative Hoyer's office, where, again, people are risking arrest. Climate activists with the Sunrise Movement. They're here to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. Again, young climate activists have gathered from all over the nation here in Capitol Hill. They're currently occupying outside of Representative Hoyer's office, Representative Steny Hoyer, and a number of them are currently being arrested.
Where are you trying to get to? Where are you trying to get to? If you're just joining us, we're outside of Representative Hoyer's office on Capitol Hill. Hundreds of young people have taken to Capitol Hill today for a day of action on the Green New Deal. They're demanding that Representative Pelosi and other Democratic leaders endorse a select committee on a Green New Deal. Tens have already been arrested, and more are currently being arrested outside of Representative Hoyer's office. Again, young climate activists from all over the nation are gathered here on Capitol Hill today to show their support for a Green New Deal and demand that Democratic representatives sign on to a select committee for a New Deal. Young climate activists are currently being arrested outside of Representative Hoyer's office.
Walk with you.
why you would like to address this?
Again, we're here outside of Representative Hoyer's office in Capitol Hill. Hundreds of young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement have gathered here on Capitol Hill from all over the nation to demand a select committee on a Green New Deal. Earlier, we saw about 60 young people get arrested at Nancy Pelosi's office. They've gathered here outside of Representative Hoyer's office with the same message: to endorse a select committee on a Green New Deal. A number of young people here who are getting arrested outside of Representative Hoyer's office with the Sunrise Movement demanding a Green New Deal. A number of them are saying that it's their first time getting arrested. We've heard from kids as young as 12 years old today. A 7-year-old spoke earlier at Nancy Pelosi's office. And again, these young people with the Sunrise Movement are here to demand a Green New Deal.
South Temple. I'm doing this for your children. I'm doing this for the children in the frontline communities. I'm doing this for all the children in the world. I'm doing this for the children of the future.
Again, we're live from outside Representative Steny Hoyer's office, representative from Maryland's 5th Congressional District. Hundreds of young people with the climate group, the Sunrise Movement, have gathered here today to call for support for a Green New Deal. Many are being arrested. We saw some 60 young people get arrested earlier outside of Nancy Pelosi's office. They say that a Green New Deal is the only policy that can address climate justice and economic justice, and that time is running out. They say we have to act now.
We know the science, we're just not acting. It's pretty simple. And we're tired of bowing down to shitty Democrats who won't do what they're supposed to do.
Again, we've seen some 100 young climate activists with the Sunrise Movement get arrested here today on Capitol Hill. We're here for ACT TV and the Real News Network. Here on Capitol Hill, almost 1,000 young people have congregated from all over the nation with the Sunrise Movement to demand a Green New Deal. They say that we need a select committee on a Green New Deal and that Nancy Pelosi needs to endorse it. It's already been endorsed by Representative-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from New York and over 20 other representatives. They say the time to act is now. We'll keep you posted. Thanks so much for watching today. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's hallway.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, you got an ID?